It might be too hot.
Oh, thank you. It is too hot. It is. It's.
I think it takes a minute in the microwave.
Also, nothing says Happy New Year like a reheated McRib. I can't eat it yet.
Well, what better to eat on the first day of 2021 than a McRib?
That's true. That's true.
You know?
That's one of my first meals. I had pimento cheese. That was my first. What was your first? Wait, no. Well, pancakes were my first meal of the year. What was your first meal of the year? Would you eat?
A neighbor baked a cranberry kind of, not muffin, like a cranberry kind of cake, like breakfast cake, like a week and a half ago, and I had a little bit left. It was delicious.
It wasn't even fresh. It was an old breakfast cake.
No, but it was fresh. It might have had a lot of oil in it. Hold on, my McRib.
Okay. I can't eat cranberries. They give me migraines.
Really?
Also, yes, cranberries give me migraines. Pine nuts also give me migraines. And red wine and blue cheese. I cannot eat any of those things.
What, you can't because it gives you migraines or because you don't like it?
No, I like those things, but I can't.
Ooh.
I would love to drink red wine, but I can't do it. Is it too hot?
It's legit, people.
Don't do that. You're,
this is the stuff right here.
That's free.
Is
it really?
I used to tell people when they were going to make dinner, you know, what are you allergic to? They would ask me, and I would say mushrooms and raisins and stuff like that. And I figured if you don't like it, you got to be allergic to it, right?
Yeah. Well, mushrooms and raisins, that's like a weird.
Mushrooms, raisins. I'm not a big fan of fish. You know.
Mm-hmm.
How is that?
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Is it too hot?
This is not my smartest decision. To be on camera while eating a McRib. That's what am I doing?
Where I guess we're giving.
Nothing to lose. It's 2021.
And we're giving McDonald's a free advertisement because it's like they need it.
Yeah.
You know. It's still too hot. Still too hot.
I don't know. I get why you don't want the pickle on it though. Also, this is a real hot pickle.
Well, to me, not only do I not like pickles, but I don't like that vinegar taste. And you're adding vinegar.
Oh, you don't like a vinegar taste?
Nope.
Oh, so when I was growing up, a popular side dish in the South, I think, is like cucumbers in vinegar with ice. You didn't have that?
No.
Good.
I'm a New Yorker.
Good. What were your New York
what's the
dishes?
ice part? Is it like when you add
to keep it cold
whiskey to an ice cube and then it melts and pulls together and like adds a little water to the harshness of the whiskey?
It's real cold. It's a cold, crisp cucumber.
What do you put it on your eyes afterwards?
I should do that. I should eat that. Introduce that at my home.
I don't know about that.
As a side dish. Yeah, it's a good one, especially if it's like a whatever. Anyway, what else?
I think you keep going off camera.
Well, it's by design.
Oh, for the food eating part.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
no one needs. They're gonna hear it with this fancy microphone I have.
So you got that for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
What's it
for
called?
My parents.
It's a Sasquatch or something?
It's a blue Yeti.
It's a black Sasquatch.
It's top rated. I don't know. I'm very grateful that I got it. That was one of my best presents, along with, as you know, an accordion.
An accordion from Matt Champagne.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now that we're indulging our Mac ribs on the first day of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And I did say Mac rib, even though it's a McRib, right?
Look at my gray roots. Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. Gil Roth, podcaster.
Yeah.
Fan of literature and books and graphic novels, posed a question to a lot of his past guests and fans and listeners. And that question was, what was it? It was, what do you wish you had done before the pandemic?
I need something to wash down.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you wish you'd done before the pandemic?
Is that implying, though, that you knew the pandemic was going to come?
I guess.
And, like, with the onset of this particular pandemic, what would you have done, like, to prepare for it? Or, in fear of dying or something? Or what do you think it is?
No, well, look, one of the things that comes to mind, I think, for lots of people is I wish I had, like, I haven't seen my parents in over a year. So, wish I would have seen people had I known that I would not see them for, well, who knows? Who knows how much longer it's going to be? A really long time. That's a really tricky question. I mean, I could say I wish I'd gotten a bike, but I got a bike like a couple months after it started. I could say I wish I'd eaten in restaurants more or something, but I ate in restaurants all the time, like.
You're talking about all the stuff, some stuff that you're missing right now.
Like go to the movies and
stuff that you would miss.
Yeah. But I did that, it's not like I would do that more.
Yeah.
And I think I appreciated it while I was doing it. I don't know. What about you?
Well, before we get to me, because I actually don't even really know to think about this, and I have been thinking about it ever since I read Gil's question. And okay, well, maybe I'll answer a little bit in this way. I feel as a freelance artist, cartoonist, writer, my life hasn't changed that much. Like, I still have been going to the studio, still working all the time. I'm, alone a lot. And some of that has to do with the fact that, a lot of our studio mates didn't come back to the studio because of the pandemic and not wanting to get infected. And I appreciate and get that. And I'm closer, just like you are, closer to the studio than some of our studio mates. And I was able to bike ride and avoid, people in general and be able to come here and be in a big space largely alone, except for when you'd show up and a couple other studio mates eventually. Because at one point I was in the studio completely alone for months. And
it was not that long.
It was at least a couple of months, at least, before a couple of people started to trickle back in because of the weather.
Yeah, I'm trying to
because spring showed up and then, summer started to, and then there was, open windows. I wasn't
here for a while, but also I was sick, which is why I wasn't here for a while. Yeah, I wish I'd worn a mask for like 3 months before the pandemic started, so I wouldn't have gotten sick. I wish yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I have a lot of wishes in that respect, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's a question of like some bucket list type thing, like before you die, do you wish you had done something, right? Not necessarily.
I mean, I have to believe it's all coming back, don't you?
It is coming. It is back. You're talking about the virus.
No, I mean, like, it's pointless to say, like, I wish I'd gone to see, like, Broadway shows. Everything's going to come back eventually. Do you think no? It's going to be a long time?
It's either going to be a long time or it's going to come back in a very different way where there'll be less, I guess, seats available per show. Because I think the idea of packing us all in as sardines again, like on the subway, in theaters, concerts, I don't think people are gonna dig that as much, anymore, and it'll be a harder sale. I think I think we appreciate space now more than ever if you can get it. Like, we live in a big city, so we're all used to being in tin cans and smaller spaces, but a lot of America has a lot of space. So I think in a lot of ways that they're used to having that space, and we need to adopt that in our cities in some way so we can function better. And I've said this before, I'm a cartoonist and I write a lot of fantasy stuff. We need to change the idea of money. Things have gotten too expensive and unwieldy, and there's rich and there's poor and not a lot in between, and we need to just change what things cost and the pricing of everything.
Well, that's what's crazy is that I feel like just like if you're talking about food. So before all this, I used to go out to eat all the time. I used to, and I feel like I'm paying even more now for food, and I'm home and I'm eating like ribs. And I mean, like, how did that happen? Everything.
This is pandemic food we're eating.
I have less money.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, and then there's a COVID tax. I paid a COVID tax.
Oh, that's right.
Where was it at?
And you went out to eat. You don't need to say where it was.
I forget where it was, but I was like, wait a second, what?
Yeah.
And I can't afford that wherever I go. And yes, a lot of my food during the pandemic, which is an essential thing for everyone, so we can all relate, was I did a lot of home cooking. I brought food home to the studio. I indulged a lot of my local takeout places and delis and a couple. I didn't really eat in a restaurant. I've eaten maybe in 3 or 4 restaurants this entire time, and I mean 3 or 4 times.
Oh, you at like outside?
3 or 4 times at best, at a restaurant.
Me too. Yeah.
And so, and I don't go to bars. I mean, again, I'm trying to help out the local businesses as best I can, But
so wait, what's your answer to that question? What do you wish you'd done before the pandemic? You didn't answer it. I wish I'd found a great tutor or
you're a mom.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was ill prepared
mm-hmm.
for that. I still am,
Oh, I don't really know the answer to that because I just adapt, so I don't really think in terms of, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, I just relied on my skill sets, what was available around me, and you adapt. That's what I did, and that's what I'm doing. There's no I wish. Again, it's not like a bucket list thing where you you have 6 months left to live. What do you want to do? Sure, we're all a little afraid because people are dying from this or been infected and their lives dramatically changed. And we all know someone who's been impacted by this, or lots of people that have, and in very negative ways. And hell, negative ways at our own homes. Income has changed. New jobs are difficult to get, as a freelance artist
mm-hmm.
or writer or whatever. And again, it's all about adapting and trying to figure out what to do next. So I don't know. It's a hard question because it's kind of a broad question. And I get that because you know what kind of answer you'll get from that. And I don't have a very specific answer.
I feel like I did appreciate what I had before. It's not. I mean,
but that's not a changing thing. That's more like more of an understanding
and
of the pandemic.
I took advantage. I did take advantage of living in the city. Some people might say they wish they'd gone out more. They wish they'd.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
mm-hmm.
whatever. But it's hard for me to come up with anything except. Unless it's related to being prepared
mm-hmm.
or being, healthier. I meant prevent, preventative.
Preventative,
stuff.
prophylactic,
Well, yeah.
prophylactic measures.
Yeah, because by the time it was just too late. By the time everybody was stay home and wear a mask, all
mm-hmm.
that for me anyway, and a lot
mm-hmm.
of people,
mm-hmm.
Certainly a lot of people in New York,
mm-hmm.
but everywhere, but especially in New York where we know so many people who got sick, it was just, it was too
mm-hmm.
late. So
basically what we're asking is, we know there's this second wave that's happening right now, but let's say, a year or 2 from now, we're kind of quote back to a certain kind of normal where we've learned. But what have we learned from this? And do we think it's going to happen 100 years again from now, or 10 years from now? I guess it's preparing us for this happening, a version of this happening again.
Yeah.
Right. So how would you prepare for the next one? What are you going to add to your household? What are you going to add to your regime, to your daily routine, you think, now because of this?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
More batteries.
What would you say?
More batteries.
I mean, I have a kid, so I always have batteries.
Batteries, candles,
and wipes. And
wipes.
Yeah.
I remember watching Happy Days, and I think at one point they were always talking about what was it? They thought the atom bomb was going to go off, and people had these shelters,
mm-hmm.
underground shelters, mm-hmm. with lots of canned food and flashlights and was it potted water or something like that, and ways to survive.
That's true.
Do you think that might reemerge?
I will. Well, I think for some people, they're doomsday
survivalists
who are already doing that. But
mm-hmm.
no, that's one thing. I am terrible about that. I was like having like my refrigerator. Even when I had a bigger refrigerator and a bigger house, I have enough food like for the next maybe 2 days, and then I don't look past that. But now I am better about like having stuff in case we have to like hunker down for a long time, like we did at first. Like at first, I was getting, insane amounts of beans and whatever.
I think in the future, Chef Boyardee is king. And Goya. I have a lot of Goya product at home.
You still eat Chef Boyardee, which is so weird. Don't you still eat? You still eat Chef Boyardee sometimes.
I do, and it's tragic because
That is tragic.
I actually have, during the pandemic, when a lot of Chinese restaurants were closed and a lot of, takeout restaurants were closed, I know how to cook, and I did get a lot of food, but once in a while, you just want to be able to open something up quickly and eat it, especially if you're working on a deadline at the art table. And I had Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs. I don't even heat it up. I eat it out of the can, pop it open. It doesn't taste Italian at all. I don't know what that flavor is. I think it's the color gray that I'm eating,
There's so many other things. Oh my gosh.
But I also think it's a carryover of my childhood or something. Like, I mean, I ate well in my childhood, but there's just like a carryover of, like Del Monte beans and like all this canned food product, that you pop open and just throw and heat it up. You throw it in a pot and heat it up or something like that. I don't know. And it felt like survival food. I keep a jar of peanut butter in every studio I'm at. At least that's the one food product that I have. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that answers Gil's question.
I don't think so, but we tried. Gil, we really tried.
We tried, Gil.
Hey, when things get better, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Well, getting better implying that we could go see movies and plays.
Sure.
Okay. I would love to go see my play that got postponed in mid-March, The War of Wu. And I would like to think that will be put on and for other people to enjoy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of work went into that. And that was another thing that got hit hard. So I want to go see theater again. I want to see movies around other people and tell them to shut up. Be quiet. I'm trying to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Where do I get to do that anymore?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, how about you?
Oh,
What's the first thing?
The first thing? Well, I want to go to a restaurant, and my favorite thing is I want to linger. I want to go to like Frankie's or some restaurant, and I want to have like a 3-hour dinner with friends that I haven't seen. I don't know. That sounds pretty amazing.
I also know you like to eavesdrop and listen to other people.
That is true. Wait, how was I eavesdropping the other day and it was amazing?
You might have gone.
Oh, in the city, walking around, like looking at that was the best thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I do miss like crowds in that sense.
I think you even like texted me what people were like one-liners of people saying something like out of context.
I love that's how you get good material.
That's the best.
Yeah,
That's the best.
I miss that everywhere. Oh,
I think Harvey Pekar, some of his American Splendor stories. Harvey Pekar was a comic book writer, and he wrote about his life, and he lived in Cleveland, Ohio, and he was very observational, and he would listen to people and then write that stuff down. And sometimes you engage with them, obviously. But I love the little random, like hearing a conversation or seeing a conversation he heard, writing it down, being interpreted by another artist, It's hard
to eavesdrop now. It's really hard. There was something I told you, though, that I overheard the other day, and it was like a woman eating. But
do you feel like you could take advantage, though, of wearing the mask and saying something in a group and no one really knows who said it?
What?
Like you're walking down the street and there's a bunch of people around you, but if you saw someone with a nice ass, would you just say, nice ass? Or,
no,
awkward. Nice ass.
No. No, but you know what I do, and I have told you this, is no, but I do that I would not say.
No? You
No.
wouldn't say that?
No.
Behind, nice behind.
But
Rump?
Stop it. No. But I really do love, like, I compliment manicures a lot because I know that takes like a lot of, if a woman has like, or man, anybody who has really beautiful nails, like right now, that takes extra effort because most people aren't going to get their nails done. And in winter, I applaud a strong winter look. It takes, my nails are terrible. Terrible. But I do
Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Let's see it.
Why?
Let's see it.
What, my nails?
Well, it looks bad. I don't see what's wrong.
No, they're just not paint. I like them like painted, and I feel better.
And you appreciate the artistry, the craft that goes into that.
Well, yeah, and the time, and especially like, I don't know, like I see someone with like a really nice manicure. I'm like, okay, she probably did her nails on her own because, I mean, now some nail salons are open, but most people aren't going to go get their nails done. And it's also extra hard when you have just like, it's so stressful. It's so like, I don't have time. Like I admire people who have the time and put in the effort. And especially like, we were out and I saw people with strong looks in winter. Like they're,
well, I know you like a strong
these
look.
Days, I love a strong look. Like they're putting on they are putting on their going out outfits, even though there's nowhere to go.
No.
I love it. They're doing their hair. They're like,
well, it's to be seen. It's to be seen,
fancy,
I guess.
Uncomfortable shoes. Yes. So that takes.
So wait, do you actually admire or do you feel like you're jealous of these people?
No, I admire it. I'm not jealous.
Okay.
I'm not jealous. I do what I can when I can. Yeah. I mean, just the fact that I'm wearing clothes at all is achievement.